See, if a corporation on $1 million of profit was paying at 21% tax, $210,000 in tax, and now at 28% they have to pay $280,000 in tax, that's $70,000 more. $70,000 is 33% more money than $210,000, because that extra $70,000 on top of $210,000 is a 33% increase in money they have to shell out. And a lot of politicians don't understand this. They just go, well, corporations can afford it. No, they can't. So what do corporations do? They lay off people. They change to automation. They raise the prices of goods and services so they can make ends meet. And then everybody goes, well, how come we have inflation? How come prices are going up? Because so many politicians do not understand basic economics, okay? What I'm saying is, you may want to take advantage of the lowest tax bracket you will likely ever be in. Now, I don't care what bracket you're in. I'm just using a point here. Because tax rates will go up dramatically at the end of 2025 if Congress does nothing. So people say, well, Doug, again, if I don't need the money, why should I get it out and pay tax? Well, you want to pay tax at today's lower rates and while account values are lower. Because if for every 100,000 you had in your IRA or 401k a year ago, and you're waiting around for it to get back up to that because it's only down to 70,000, you've experienced a 30% drop. So many Americans make the mistake of saying, well, I want to wait till I get back up to where I was. Well, why? You want to wait until the money goes back up to 100 and then pay taxes on a bigger sum of money at higher rates? Get the taxes over and done with while tax rates are lower and account values are lower, and then do what? You don't spend it. You reposition that after-tax money into a portfolio of laser funds that will accumulate tax-free, and you will ride the market back up without having your money at risk in the market. So you want to ride the market back up tax-free, but not worry about what if the market continues to be topsy-turvy and volatile. So if you're going, how do you do this? Well, this is what we teach in these educational events. It's called indexing. Indexing is so incredible that it allows you to accumulate, access, and transfer your money tax-free, but your money is in an instrument that allows you to participate when the market goes up, but not lose when the market goes down, okay? Now, if you had your money in the S&P 500 in the year 2008, you would have lost about 40%. $1 million nest egg would have dropped in value to $600,000. It took 4 years till 2012 to make back what you lost. People who had their money in laser funds didn't lose one dime due to that downturn in 2008. They were cheering, and the first 90 days of 2009, many of them experienced 16% gains, tax-free, after not losing a penny. They had as much as double the amount of money in 2012 than people who had their money in the market. Folks, if this is resonating with you, you need to learn how to do a strategic rollout and not kick yourself for not using the room in your current tax bracket, which is likely the lowest bracket you will ever be in, and getting the taxes over and done with and reposition the money into something that's going to be tax-free from now on and ride the market back up again without having to worry about market downturns in the future, but do it tax-free. Come and learn about how to do a strategic rollout before it's too late. Join us if you live in the greater San Francisco Bay Area. We're coming the third week of January to teach in 5 cities, Retire by Design events. These are free, but seating's limited. We're coming to Morgan Hill, Palo Alto, Walnut Creek, Dublin, and Sacramento. We will be in Morgan Hill at the Coyote Creek Golf Club January 18th. That's a Wednesday in the morning. That afternoon in Palo Alto at the Elks Lodge. The next day we're in Walnut Creek at the Boundary Oak Golf Course January 19th in the morning. That afternoon in Dublin at the Ranch Golf Course. The next day we're in Sacramento at the Granite Bay Golf Club January 20th, Friday morning. Join us. Call now and register at 1-888-76-RADIO. Register at 1-888-767-2346. That's 1-888-767-2346. 1-888-767-2346. 1-888-76-RADIO. Three-dimensional wealth radio. Hi, Doug Andrew here. I've been blessed to have many books that I've written become bestsellers, but my most recent book, The Laser Fund, I'm most excited about. I would love for you to have a copy of this book because it teaches how to diversify and create the foundation for a tax-free retirement. I have spent years, in fact, it is over 45 years of experience helping people optimize financial assets, minimize unnecessary tax, and empower their true or authentic wealth. This book is so unique because it's actually two books in one. There's over 200 pages from a left brain approach. If you're the kind of person that loves to learn by reading and getting numbers and charts and graphs, there's over 200 pages of illustrations explaining why the laser fund can be the best solution for all kinds of financial objectives, from college funding to retirement to emergency funds, working capital for business or personal or real estate. And if you're more a right-brain person, you aren't really into numbers, you learn by stories, you flip this book over and you read it the other direction. It's over 100 pages. It contains like 62 chicken soup for the financial soul stories, actual clients, examples. We changed their names to protect their privacy, but you will learn by reading the stories and examples of how people have empowered themselves financially by using the laser fund. So call now, 1-888-76-RADIO is the number, and you can attend one of our educational events, and I will gift you a copy of the laser fund. That's 1-888-767-2346. Please join us and learn. Receive my book. Call 1-888-767-2346. That's 888-767-2346. Does the sequence of returns cause some retirees to outlive their money? Welcome back. This is Doug Andrew, Three-Dimensional Wealth Radio. If you're just joining us, in the previous segment I was talking about why you may want to consider getting money out of those IRAs or 401ks even before retirement while account values are lower and at your current tax bracket, because that is probably the lowest tax bracket you will ever be in. If Congress does nothing, the 2017 tax cuts will automatically expire at the end of 2025, and I don't want you kicking yourself for not using some room. If you don't use the room in a lower tax bracket, you will lose it forever, okay? And so this is a strategy that we teach on how to not waste room to get taxes over and done with in a lower rate, 22%, 24%, before they go up dramatically, okay? Now in this segment, I want you to stay with me. This is actually complex for some people. A lot of advisors don't understand this, but I was teaching this to hundreds of financial advisors, and I had this chart in front of them, and they were like blown away, okay? Now, I want to teach you here how to protect your retirement from sequence of returns risk. No one can consistently predict how stocks, bonds, other investments will perform. But you may be able to protect your retirement against the risk that you'll retire going into a falling market. And I'm going to illustrate the difference here, okay? This is the difference between sequence of returns on your money versus the average rate of return, okay? Now, here is the question I'm going to pose. How can a retirement nest egg, let's say you've got $1 million saved in IRAs or 401ks, but let's not even talk about the taxes on that. Let's just say you've got $1 million in IRAs and 401ks invested in the market, because most people, that's where they have their money. And let's say it's averaging 6%. And you're going to retire, and you're conservative, and so you're only going to withdraw 5% a year. So if you're averaging 6%, you ought to be able to pull out 5% and not deplete principal. But let's say as a hedge against inflation, you are going to increase the amount